The Patrician. Look at that exquisite, very German cover art. That is very German. By Ascom. Now, at the time, Ascom published this game, but was developed by a separate company, but then everyone moved to Ascom. So effectively, this is an Ascom game. They made Patrician, Port Royale, Sacred, amongst a few other games. The modern versions of this game, there is the Patrician, which is the very first one from 1992. There is Patrician 2. There is the expansion to Patrician 2 that was bundled with Patrician 2 and then released as Patrician 3 outside of Germany. That one is available on Steam, if I'm not mistaken. And then there is Patrician 4, which is also available on Steam. And the Patrician is based on the Hanseatic League of Trading in Europe. It did spawn an offshoot series, a sister series called Port Royale. The first game on that series is like 2003, 2004, I think. And it's still going, that series as well. I think there are like 3 or 4 Port Royale games. And that one is kind of the same, but it's in the Caribbean, as the name would imply. What is this? This is a German business simulation. It's one of those. I've always been incredibly intimidated by these games, especially the older ones. And I don't think I've ever played a game like this. I'm equal parts excited and afraid. How afraid? I wasn't going to stream this game. I got an itch to play something with a bit more depth when it came to trading and sailing than High Seas Trader. High Seas Trader is very good, but we talked about that game a lot. It doesn't have all the depth I expected from it, unfortunately. It was still good, I still had fun, but lacked depth. So I was itching for something like this, so I looked into Port Royale, but then I realized that Port Royale is an offshoot of the Patrician series. And I realized the first one is 1992, which places it in the DOS category. This game was also released for the Atari ST and for the Amiga. But because we're in December, we're doing the DOS version. And I wasn't going to stream this game, right? So I go in, I do my research, it's available on GOG. I get the game, I start it, I can't do shit. You guys are gonna see it, the menus are exquisite. They're gorgeous, and they don't tell you anything. Like, imagine a game where the menu is all like... You know, like, here is a port, and there are different buildings that you can click to do things. But there is no text on the buildings. Going with the mouse over them doesn't do anything. I have to click at random to find the functions. You might not even realize the thing was clickable. The game is a bit unscrutable. So then I did my research, and the GOG version doesn't have the manual for this. I looked it up on the forums, and people were like, okay, how the hell do I play the Patrician without the manual? And the main recommendation was, well, play Patrician 2, and then come back to this one. Which to me is kind of defeats the purpose, because I want to play the games in order of release. I might not play the other games of the series on stream, but I do intend to play them eventually, and I have to start at the beginning. And of course, a game like this, you play the second one, you kind of don't want to go back to the first one most of the time. So I did a truckload of research, and eventually I did find the manual of the game in English. The game has 3 versions of the manual: German, which is the original release, French, and English. And I decided to print it. It's 100 pages. I had to find these binder things because my stapler couldn't dig through the pages. I tried to print 4 pages per side, but I couldn't read it, so I'll be trying to follow this. Now the manual is gorgeous. It has like paintings of real people from the time. Like, can I show there's a guy there. And it tells you the story of trading in the... What year is it even? Baltic trade starts with the raids of the Vikings. So there is like the story of trading in the Baltic Sea and the formation of the Hanseatic League. Talks about the nobles and the politics of it. And the story is it's starting to tell shit from the 12th century. And then it moves on to the 13th century. Then moves up to 16th century. Because the Hanseatic League was built in the 15th century. So it gives you all the history leading up to the Hanseatic League formation, and then it moves on from there. So I'll try to follow the manual for starting up. Now we might end up just doing a playthrough where we learn things and then we restart for a proper one. I don't know, we'll see. Now this game was released in 1992 on floppy disks. Hang on. And in 1994, with the advent of the CD-ROM, a lot of companies were re-releasing games, but now on CD. And I found a review of the time that was like, why the fuck did they re-release the Patrician on CD-ROM? And they were like, sure, there is better music, sure, there are animations, but the game is the same. And they were like criticizing the devs, not just these, but all devs that were just like dusting off old titles because apparently because it's 2 years old, it's irrelevant for some reason. And they were just like, you're dusting off some old title and just re-releasing the same thing, but now it's on CD, so it's shiny. And I find it interesting. Now, I did test both versions. And the CD version feels a little bit rushed, in the sense that it was very difficult to get sound effects to work on it for some reason. And also the cinematics, they have an issue with timing. So we're gonna watch a cinematic. I only saw the first cinematic. It does desync with the audio a little bit, and it has to do with the speed of your CPU. I tried to pinpoint like the most stable spot for that, but ultimately it's going to be slightly flawed. Now the menu has literally a list of all the animations the game has. I think it might have like something like 8 CD-ROM animations. We'll see when they happen, how it goes. Right, before we go in, let's take a brief look at the back of the box, the Patrician, which is a very good name. I like it. Set over 2 centuries of European history, the Patrician is an epic saga of power and money. As a successful Patrician, you must rise to the top of the mighty Hanseatic League, the most powerful commercial organization of the time. In your quest for power and wealth, you must run an international trading organization and become a social and political force in your community. And then you have all these exquisite pixel art here. Out of business, not all business is profitable, not every debt is repaid. You will be forced to sell one of your precious ships. The town square, the center of a town's social life, location of churches and bathing houses. A happy place filled with people, perhaps a frightened one haunted by the plague or by the fire burning in your warehouse. The office, from here you control your business empire, administering your money, buying and selling goods, and deciding on the destinations of your ships. Pirates ahoy! Wherever precious commodities are transported by sea, pirates are never far behind. Have you sufficient arms to protect your ships? Hello there, Max Ark. The harbor. Here you find the ships, equipment, and crew you need for your enterprises. Some crew members may need a little persuasion. Alright.
Thank you.
Mystic Theories, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Welcome everyone from Mystic Theories channel. We're just getting started with a brand new game for December, starting with the Patrician, which is a German business simulation game. I was talking about all the aspects of it, the releases, the versions, the freaking manual that I had to print. And hello there, my friend, what were you doing? Duke Nukem for December. Duke Nukem 3D specifically, alright. I freaking love Duke Nukem, I still have good memories of that game. I talk about it every now and again. This is like Darklands. I don't know Darklands. It's a business simulation where you run an empire, a trading empire, as part of the Hanseatic League. Now, there is something very important here for this game, and this is something that matters when it comes to streaming the game. Let me see if I can find. But basically, the reason I'm okay with playing this game is that there is a win condition. I'm not finding it where it says on the manual right now. But you can win the game. You have to be elected mayor or something. You have to be very popular or something. I'm not sure. We'll learn the game as we play it, of course. I like to go into these games completely blind, so you guys can watch me being confused. You did the Christmas episode of Duke Nukem on Friday, nice. I never did any Duke Nukem outside of the original stuff. I think the Atomic Edition had a bonus episode. That might be as far as I went with that game. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I built maps for it as well. But we're gonna be learning, and chat, just like High Seas 3, this game has exquisite pixel art. It has some gorgeous screens. It's gonna be a feast for the eyes. Being elected an alderman of the Hanseatic League, I believe the win condition for this one. Yes, thank you, Tiger Sky Drum. I have that actually written down on the game briefing on the main screen. I just didn't remember the name of that. But yeah, there is a win condition for this game. If it didn't have a win condition, I wouldn't be streaming it. We need to be able to end it eventually. Atomic Edition has the 4th episode. Decided to play full of it. Almost done with the 3rd episode. Nice! Nice stuff, fun stuff. Have you played the original Duke Nukem games? I liked those. As a kid, I might have liked them more than Commander King. You keeping quiet as possible. You don't have to apologize for a typo, otherwise Zother would be owing me like watching the stream on his knees or some shit. I don't have to be quiet, like, well, I'll have to learn. This game is gonna take a lot of learning, and I'll be going through the manual as we start the game. Right? I'm not gonna be pulling the manual on screen all the time, because I think that would harm. Like, you guys will want to look at the pixel art anyway. So I'll be following up with the manual here, and we're gonna try to figure it out. Incredible abs for all his type of balls. Yeah, like that comic meme template. Every time, how did you get so strong, dude? Oh, every time I do a typo on a corporate stream, I do one push-up. Jesus Christ. That's so fair, being all muscular and shit. Alright, let's move over here. And this game, like I said, it took me a while to set it up properly. This is not the GOG version. The GOG version is the floppy disk version, so it doesn't have the cinematics, and it doesn't have the CD music. And those are actually very fancy. They're very German. And some art is missing between the German and English manual. Also notice the ships actually have different names. Interesting. Yeah, the manual is very good. They had 3 versions of the manual, English, French, and German. I printed the English one. Not because I'm good at English, but because I'm horrible at the other 2. Alright, so I'm gonna press enter, I'm gonna start the time, and hopefully it doesn't crash. Aristocratic gaming, everyone. The Patrician. Yes. It's... Is that a waltz? I think it's a waltz. I'm not very good with music stuff. It's very aristocratic. I already feel like a patrician. That's very good. All right, but first we have to watch the intro. And if you play the GOG version, you're missing out. It doesn't have this intro button down here. By the way, the mouse is kind of weird in this game. They don't handle the mouse very well. But well, 1992. All right. Take a look at the intro. Believe it or not, and when I first saw it, this is the only cinematic I've watched. There is some embedded FMV in the cinematic. They filmed some German dude with weird clothes climbing down a rope. It's outstanding. And it's gorgeous as well. Look at this, a historical simulation. On one of these lightning strikes, you see the Hanseatic League logo overlaid on the ship. The next one, pay attention to the next lightning strike. There. Look at this German guy. Look at the German. And there he goes. Thank you, Wallace Lovecraft. Welcome me, happy cakes. Now, pay attention to what comes next, because this is phenomenal. It's very German.
Das Schiff zerbarst im tosenden Meer, die Mann man niemals mehr sah. Von Trauer die Herzen einsam und leer, der Mütter und Kinder Schar.
Any Germans in chat knows what he just said. I have no idea. But that was, like, just... Like, you get that, and like, you encase it in with golden ribbons or something, and you sell it, that's it, that's the product. There is also a game here, but that's just, like... that's the toast of the elite, right there. Do I have the map? I heard about a map, and that it was required for copy protection. I don't think I have a map. I don't think I saw a map. How required is it? The CD version doesn't have the copy protection. The GOG version has the copy protection cracked. Because it doesn't have a manual, much less a map. Of course you can post it in Discord. Yes, Tiger loves the Patrician series. According to her, Patrician 2 is her most played game ever. It's helpful we don't know the Hansa series. I have no idea. Alright, it's time to start the game. So let me get the manual and hopefully it will guide us. And you have followed the advice in your computer handbook about how to start a program and have actually started the Patrician. The famous look-back Hostentod will appear on your screen. It's a symbol of the power and vast influence of the Hanseatic League, and built in the 15th century at the Trèves River crossing, served not only as a showpiece, but its function was also to protect the river crossing. Aristocratic gaming, everyone. A signpost appearing in the lower right hand corner gives you 2 possibilities to start a game and a third to restore a saved game. Do you consider yourself to be a born merchant, happy to take any risk and shrewd enough to face unexpected difficulties making spontaneous and flexible decisions? Then you had better point the mouse cursor into the start sign and press the left mouse button. If you do not quite fill up to the first competition and numerous hazards, but would like to get to know the markets in peace and quiet first, click into practice and spend the time remaining to the first Hanseatic League meeting practicing. Do we want to practice first? I think I'm not gonna practice first. You think it's because it also starts with the P? You saw the Patrician went Mel Gibson for the Patriot. By the way, the menu is bordered on the sides. It's one of those wide booklets originally, and on the sides it has like a third of the menu is just tidbits of information that are not actually relevant. Like it's history lessons and many achievements dating from the time when the middle classes experienced the first heyday to modern, even from today's point of view. The most important included self-administration, public institutions. It's just flavor. A third of the menu is just flavor. It's amazing. You're in a meeting, I need to mute, but you're looking. Alright, enjoy your lurk. And I hope the meeting is not too important. Alright, you hide over there. When you have chosen start or practice, a canvas is lowered in front of the whole center picture. Type your name using the keyboard of your computer. Okay, we're gonna use the keyboard of the computer, not a different one. Now, you need a first name and a last name. I don't know what to do here, because all I have is Cooper. The game does call you like Mr. Last Name. I don't know if I want to be called Mr. Copert or like maybe call myself Copert Streamer or something. Mel Gibson, Mr. Gibson. Mel Gibson is a bit unhinged. I don't want to have his name here. Too unhinged. We could put, speaking of unhinged people, we could have Kevin Sorbo. No, let's not do that. Gal Mibson, Macaul Gutenberg. I'm entertaining suggestions if anyone else has any. I could put Tiger Skydrum, but I don't think we can live up to that name. That's an expert Patrician. We're very new to this. It could put like Copert Frigidaire. That would also work. I should have come up with better options before the stream started. It was a very busy day though. Alright, I don't know if we're gonna do only one playthrough because Frippert Koji dear. Sneeze fart rocket no. This fits, we become Mr. Rocket Jump. First name Sneeze. Sneeze Fart is first name. Sneeze Fart Rocket, yeah. I can't. Okay, no, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good, hang on. You guys, your references are out of control. Everyone knows my chat has the best references. I'm waiting for the capture. I already started the game. There you go. Sneeze fart. Rocket jump. There you go. Greatest noble family of Lubeck. Rocket jump. 2 buttons will appear at the foot of the Hall Centaur saying male or female. By clicking onto the appropriate one, you tell the computer your sex. This is important for possible marriages you might want to enter for your own or your firm's advantage. Alright, I'll pick male just to not get people too confused. Sex? Yes! Yeah, old guy is filling up a form, and when he asks for sex, he writes down twice a week. Family coat of arms. Named after the famous incident at the original Sneeze Fart Rocket Jump, yes. Now you have to choose a family coat of arms from the 4 on offer. A single mouse click makes the phrase coat of arms available appear on the bottom. If it is already taken, the name of the family it belongs to will appear. If the coat of arms is still available, you claim it as your own by clicking onto it. Alright. Now, the goat. I'm proud of chat because I tested this game for like 3 hours. I didn't see anything because I couldn't do anything. I was just trying to get into the game to see if sound was working because it took me a long time to get sound to work. And every single time I looked at this, I was like, of course we have to take the goat with a flag. The saint goat carrying a flag. And I'm so happy that all of chat immediately was drawn to the goat as well. Like, you guys get me. Flavor text does sort of help understand the Hanseatic mindset, so it is a bit useful. Of course it's useful, I just don't have the time right now to read all of it. I actually have this all up because the flavor text is in a weird font, so when it got printed, it got kind of difficult to read. I might read this on my tablet. I actually loaded this on my tablet as well. We saw something involving the question of how much sex a week, and someone went once a week, might as well be celibacy. Jesus, stop flexing on us normal people. If once a week is celibacy, I might be dead. Alright, never mind. Coat of arms not taken. It is now taken. That's the Lamb of Christ. You are a sheep shield main. The Lamb of Christ, is that a thing? Finally, the coats of arms of the 8 Hanseatic towns in the game are shown. A single click on one of the coats of arms makes the appropriate name of the town appear on the button. Another click confirms the town is a home office. Choose carefully, every town has its own particular advantages and disadvantages as to goods production, transport systems, size of population, money reserves. For instance, in the beginning of the game, Lubeck is a rich town with highly developed crafts, producing many harnesses and brewing beer. Lubeck also has the strategic advantage of occupying the central position, quite apart from controlling the Hanseatic land passage to Hamburg, which avoids the lengthy and dangerous passages through the Skagerrak and Kattegat Straits. Alright, now, also the map with show names. Thank you, let me take a brief look at that. Oh, this map is freaking hang on, let me pull it up. This map is gorgeous. Don't I have... I do. Let me pull it up because it's freaking gorgeous. Look at that shit. So, Lübeck, Danzig, Rostock, Bremen, Riga, Visby, Stein, Hamburg, Minden, Nijmegen, Helsingborg, London, Rival, Brook. There's a lot of... Oh, it goes all around. It has the routes and everything. Holy shit, man. Hastings. Lübeck is absolutely meant to be the tutorial town to start. Because the manual mentions Lübeck, I was going to go with it. This map is gorgeous. I'm not seeing the... I hit the microphone. I'm not seeing the coats of arms in the actual map. So I don't actually know where Lübeck is. But okay. This is very interesting and I do appreciate you posting it. Thank you. Let me pull it down. And we're going to go for Lübeck. Lübeck. Men lives by the ship. They live by the ship, die by the ship. Alright, Lübeck. Alright, now it says here that when 4-player merchants have been identified, the procedure stops automatically. If you want to stop earlier, press the return key twice in succession without typing any name on the canvas. We're only playing with 1 player, so we press enter twice and it skips the rest of the players. So we can play this with 4 people. I assume it's hot seat. Before you enter business life for good, you have one possibility to vary the starting conditions. In a quick game, you receive 2 ships at the beginning, a sloop and a cog. Otherwise, your fleet starts off with only 1 sloop. I don't think we want a quick game, right? I don't know, the game doesn't fully explain, it just says that we get 1 last ship. I saw so many people complain of this online not knowing you could skip having your siblings play with you. Yeah, you can't just hand them a controller that is unplugged and they can pretend they're playing. Life in the late Middle Ages may be characterized by 2 slogans. 1. Live a God-fearing life. 2. Nothing is eaten straight from the oven. It's on the manual. It's gonna fall on the test. It's gonna be on the test, yes. Alright. So I'm gonna say no to this. You need to make a rule that no one gets Lübeck. Like a jerk. Someone is still working through their trauma, it seems. Do you want to talk about it, Ting? No, I don't want a quick game. I was reading that. The scroll records important events in chronological order. The picture you see now shows the scroll. It documents the passing of time and shows the everyday events, as well as some political historical ones which are of importance to you. Whenever one of your ships reaches a harbor, will be called to make a move. The scroll remains and the mouse cursor appears. The bottom message on the scroll tells you which ship has arrived where. By pressing any key, you announce your readiness. It does. I had noticed that. One of my tests, it gave me a ship name called Seagull Fox. I'm not kidding. That was the... Start the game and the first thing I see is Seagull Fox. And I'm like, wait, what? Little does he know Stockholm is the best. Alright, name of the ship. When a ship first appears, it must of course be named. When the scroll disappears, you see the picture showing the stern view of your new sailing ship. Enter the desired name by typing on the keyboard of your computer and press return. So I'm not gonna be changing the names here. This is Sigel von Danzig. Mr. Sneezefart Rocket Jump. One name shall be given to the Haier in Lübeck. It's going to be called Sigel von Danzig. Now, listen to this. Look at the pixel art, look at the birds. See the pellet cycling in the sea waters. Look at the people pulling the boat right here. Artisanal gaming. Sigel von Fox. Seal mark of the fox. Sure. Sure, let's call it that. Man, this is... I could just be looking at this. Okay. You now see the shipyard. One of those ship construction yards typical for the late Middle Ages in a shipyard. Ships are not only built... In a shipyard, ships are not only built. To change the name of the ship, to the right in the foreground is a ship is moored with a quayside where smaller repair jobs are done. A painter is sitting on a board fixed on the stern. He is. Click onto him if you want to change the name of the ship. Major Krigasm moment. Well deserved. At the beginning of the game, there is the naturalization process. During the Middle Ages, it was no easy enterprise to become established as a merchant in a rich town. Once written correspondence and bookkeeping became established practices in business life, education became mandatory, at least in the basic subjects such as reading, writing, and arithmetics. This led to the establishment of local schools as early as the 14th century, which undermined the education monopoly of the church. School was followed by a commercial apprenticeship of several years' duration, which had to be done in an office elsewhere. There's a lot of history here. I'm not gonna read all of it on stream, otherwise this game is gonna take 80 hours. So it's very difficult to read this small text that I have here, but there are 6 hotspots on this screen. And again, without the manual, like you can move the mouse, it doesn't change anything. So there are 6 here. There is repair, new construction, wrecking, ship's name, inspection, and armory. 6 hots, 6. Come on. Come on, Happy Cakes. Is the once a week thing not working for you? I can't help you with that. I think there's someone in chat that could help you with it, not me. Alright, inspection. The man boarding the ship over a gangplank is an expert. If you click onto him with the mouse, he'll give you a report on the condition of your ship. The Sigel von Danzig is in excellent condition. Shipyard management, Lübeck. This is this kind of natural interface with like just fancy text like this. It's so good. It's as good as it can get on DOS. After several journeys across the often stormy sea, the seaworthiness of the sailing ships will suffer in a storm. This can have serious consequences. The ship can even become a total write-off. You're advised to have the condition of your ships checked regularly. You can normally rely on the expert's judgment. Yet, some members of this trade might possibly be inclined to exaggerate a little in order to secure a repair order for their own shipyard. But these are only rumors. This is not the flavor, this is actually part of the menu. So the Kaya is also called Krayer and Sloop in some English text. The Cog is Cog, the Schnig is Pinach, and the Hulk is Merchantman. Thus they use a mix of names between the game and manual in English. Especially mixing up Krayer and Sloop. Yeah, we have been told a Sloop and a Cog. Right. This one, apparently, according to the manual, this one is a sloop. So this is... sloop, yes, okay. Repair work. If repair work can no longer be postponed, cling into the stern of the ship just being hauled onto land on the left corner of the picture. The masked shipbuilder will make you an offer which you'll accept by clicking in the area above the dotted line on the repair order. Repairs will cost 202 thaler. The ship shall be repaired. We can sign it here. There's a bunch of seals down here. Well, this guy says it's in excellent condition, so I'm not repairing ship. I'm not repairing ship. But in the shipyard text on screen, they call it a Krayer. Kaya. Should you feel that his price is too high, press the right mouse button and try again. Oh, you can keep clicking and get better offers? So just click until it's a good price. One of those prices we couldn't afford, even. This game is either gonna make me feel smart or dumb. I'm betting on the second. When you've given the repair order, the approximate duration of the repair is filled in at the bottom of the form. Now you'll find whether you were sensible to push the price down to a minimum. If the loading capacity has decreased when your ship leaves the shipyard, you have waited too long before having it repaired. Ship's carpenter was forced to build in additional supporting beams to restore the seaworthiness of a neglected old tub. So if you wait for the ship to be fucked before you repair it, it loses cargo capacity. Amazing! That's strategic depth. We need to make decisions. Can we wait? Do we have to rush it? In the middle of the picture, there is a ship on the stocks. Click onto it if you want to place an order for a new ship. Today is the 29th, Brackhead. You can change the names of the months. These are the old names, you can change it to the new ones. I'm gonna keep it like this, I have no idea what they mean. This is 29 Brackhead 1355. The shipyard will be free. On 29, it's already free then. We can order a Kaya, a sloop, a rock, a cog. Can I scroll down? Or is that it? The cog is cog, the schnig is Pinache, and the hawk is merchantman. A hawk? This is a merchantman? This is the one we have? Kaya? Cog. We don't have the schnig or Pinache. Kaya and sloop? Yes, that's what it says there. That means the manual is weird. Yeah, the manual does feel weird. You can choose between 4 types. The sloop is a good value for money. Sailing ship, which only requires a small crew. The Pinache is a little smaller but very fast. It is especially suitable for valuable cargo which has to be transported over long distances. That would be the Kaya. The cog is a standard type of ship of the times. It was thanks to this ship that the Hanseatic towns experienced their boom and their position of supremacy in the northern European sea, which lasted for centuries. Alright, that's the cogre. And the merchantman is the hulk, a slow-mass cargo freighter with a strongly bent bow. Represents, so to speak, the type of ship of the future. It was one of the larger ships on High Seas Trader, which takes place a few centuries after this. Equipped at the beginning of the game with just one mast and smaller than the cog, its cargo capacity increases more rapidly than that of the other ships. It is eventually to be developed into a 3-master and exceeds the cog in size. Cargo capacity of the ships is, as usual at the time, given in burden. One burden equals approximately 2 tons. In principle, you can have ships built in every town. Naturally, the necessary materials must be available in sufficient quantities, and your active ships must have the necessary capital available. You have placed an order for a new ship to be built. The seal appears, tells you where the shipyard is free. Okay. Table shows the data on construction type and plan. If you click into the column plan, presented with the drawing of the ship, including the most important technical data. Hiya. Crew, load, speed, price. Sloop. Hulk, this is the merchantman. This and the cog. The cog is the one that can load the most stuff, and is the stereotype ship. It is the most expensive. But according to the manual, the Hulk is gonna get upgraded eventually. This one has like 3 things. It only has 1 mast, it's gonna have 3. If you click on plan, that's what we did. If you click into construction, order? We can't order them, I don't think we have the money for it. You sign by clicking onto the area above the dotted line. We don't have the dotted line. It's however possible the ship cannot be built. If this is the case, the list of missing shipbuilding items will appear inside of the agreement. So we need that money that we don't have, and we need pitch, which we also don't have. Yet there is no reason to despair. You can get the necessary materials with your other ships and sell them, or simply wait until one of your co-players arrives at necessary items. Please, my little brother who's playing the game with me, bring the pitch, you fucker, I need a better ship. In order to then snatch the new construction from under his nose. Yes, the guy brings in the load and you're like, I'm stealing... Suguri, I'm coming for that pitch. It's so accurate in that. Yes, I can already imagine how this goes. I'm bringing the pitch to build my new ship. Yeah, but it's my turn, get fucked. I was buying a story pitch very early. The manual says you can snatch the new construction from under his nose. This is one way to make friends. I bet, manual. It's a very good manual. You can make friends by stealing their goods. Bitch is a bitch. There's only one thing you cannot provide: free sleepways. If the capacity of the shipyard is exhausted, no orders can be accepted. Your building project must wait until a ship has been launched in the town in question, or else have your ship built elsewhere. When you click on the seal onto the type of ship directly, the plan followed by either the construction agreement or the list of missing items will appear. Okay. You can not only have ships built, also can have them scraped in the shipyard. Link to the wooden stocks in the shipyard. The material value. Where is that? It's supposed to be here? Really scrap it? No. Where did I click? Oh, here. Here it's nothing. It's so weird. Oh, these are wooden stocks? They don't look like wooden stocks. The material value of your ship will be credited to your account in your home office. The brick building on the right at the back of the picture is an armory. You can only use it in your home office in order to store ship's weapons. Armory and ship. Small catapult, big catapult, giant crossbow and cannon. Did they really shoot at other ships with catapults? I mean, it makes sense. I never thought about that. Leaving a picture with the right mouse button, you leave the shipyard and return to the harbor. The center of business life, movement of goods, financial deals, and personal policy are conducted here. Go. Okay, we're going to the harbor. Mr. Rocket Jump in Lübeck. Look at the exquisite harbor. There is the coats of arms of the Hanseatic League in that building over there. The harbor doesn't have a hot spot. I think I don't have a hotspot for the town on the manual. Well, point the mouse cursor into the lower half of the office and press the left mouse button. The office is the merchant headquarters. And now you have to guess. Okay, this goes back to the shipyard. Okay. Today is this date. The Sigel von Danzig anchors in the harbor until tomorrow. Oh, you can... Oh, this is so we can wait the time there. Interesting. The version of the English menu you found to compare to the German doesn't have that joke about stealing construction. There's different names for the ships. You think my version of the menu is more accurate to the game. It's so strange. The one I found claimed to be for the Amiga version. It was next to a German and French versions of the manual. But the manual has installation instructions for all three systems, so I think it's the same manual. Alright, so one of these is the office. Is it this one? It is this one, okay. Items in the office. You are in your office. A document on the wall shows a list of all the towns in which you have debts and a map of the North Sea and Baltic area. Oh, is this the map? We click this to send ships. A document on the wall shows a list of debts. Thank God, free of debts. That's the dream, isn't it, chat? Does anyone in chat not have debts right now? Speak up so we can lynch you. Yeah, I want to tape this to the wall of my office one day. Thank God, free of debts. One day. You don't have any debt, please no bully. No, yes, bully. Do you have one of these? If you don't, you need to get one of these, take a picture, post it on Discord. Thank God for your debts. No, it'll post it. Do it right now. On your desk, there are a little book and a big book. Yes, they are, thank you. The little book is... The little... I was going to see what the little book is. There's like a little diagram on the bottom showing like the screen with the little hotspots marked. And there is a list on the right to that says what the little spots are supposed to be. And it literally says the little book, the big book. That doesn't help me. manual. A picture with writing quills, which is the options menu. This one I've used, trying to figure out things we can save. Does it say anything about saving here? Options. When you start noticing dark rings under the eyes of your fellow players, or you yourself get to the stage that you cannot keep your eyes open any longer, despite having consumed several liters of coffee, we would ask you not to consider any other methods, e.g. matchsticks to prop up your eyelids, for health reasons. The time has come to interrupt the current game and to save it. That's a full paragraph of joke before explaining that you can save the game. Click onto the picture with the quills on the desk. A seal several options will appear. If you want to save the current state of the game, choose the save option. To change the name of the game, click on the slip of paper below the book. Spiel. Of course it says Spiel. Type in the name and confirm by pressing return. The current game is saved by click on to save. Okay, this is Fart Jump save game. Do you want to save fartjump.psd? Continue. The beginning of the game every date includes the historical name of the month. If you prefer the modern names, you can change this. Yeah, we can. We're using the old calendar. We can change to the new calendar. Maybe I should, just so I know what the months are. I'm gonna do that just for clarity. As fancy as it would be to use the old shit. Like I can't figure it out. So now it says June. Today is June. You feel like you're in some kind of timeline jump? Why does your menu not have the jokes? Is your menu for the floppy version or for the CD version? Does it talk about copy protection? Because I'm pretty sure the floppy version talks about copy protection, which is this one, and the CD version doesn't. I mean, it shouldn't. This one doesn't talk about some of the options there are here, because they don't exist on the original version. The line short, normal, long status reports adjusts the length of time during which messages are blended in, which point out various events happening in the game. I don't see that. By clicking to the line Active, Passive, Pirate, Defense, you can decide whether you wish to be in charge of possible sea battles yourself, Active, or let the computer sort out the problem, Passive. I'm gonna leave it on Passive for two reasons. Is the default? Three reasons. It's a default, we have plenty of stuff to worry about already, and it's Stink's recommendation, if I'm not mistaken. Is the beige leather cover version of the manual seems to German original manual? Yeah, this one is that. I didn't print those, but it does have the beige one. Also, the ship page in Discord is the same as your manual. Let me see. The sloop, the Pinacci, the merchantman. Shipyard is not. Yeah, it looks the same. It looks the exact same. Greetings, Ophir. Welcome in, my friend. We are exploring the game. I haven't done anything yet. We're still learning. If you want to leave your office because you need to do something down, click onto the window. Alright, now this version has the CD-ROM menu, which is all the animations, cinematics. There are 8. We're gonna leave them on. I think Storm is the first one. The intro, I think. Maybe not. No, actually these might be 8 cinematics that can play in the game at random time. So I'm gonna leave them on. We want to watch all of them at least once. Music menu, you can, and this is very good. Like the CD-ROM version feels a little bit rushed because of how the cinematics play, but I really appreciate the fact that you can choose to not use the CD music. You can go back to original ad-lib music. And for some reason, when I'm running this on 86 box, it does not let me turn on sound effects. Even though the sound is working in the cinematics, this is stuck on off. And you can disable the 4 songs available individually if you don't want to deal with them. Alright, we can click here to leave. We can click the... We go through the door, but we jump out the window. Alright. Okay. And a quiver for documents, which is the information on the town. In this quiver here. This is not a clickable. Yeah, this is not, that's a shame. You guys remember Microsoft Bob? Is there a modern equivalent to that, where you have like an interface like this to use your computer? It's such a dumb idea that is also so good at the same time. It's like one of those dumb things that you kind of want to do just to have something fancy. I don't know. It's not very usable. That's how you leave the house too. I don't think I ever lived in any place where I had the habit of going in or out through the window. I barely remember jumping out of windows at all. That's good, right? That's not a normal thing to do. Window gang. Okay, the little book. It's literally called the little book. The little book contains your firm's inventory. To start with, it always shows the page specifying the data of your active ship. So on the... Is this usable? Or is it just fancy? 29 June, Siegel von Danzig. In the ship, we have no money, no crew. No. Money, we have 218. Crew, we have plus minus men. Unnecessary are 5 men. That's sexist. In order to have money transferred from the ship to your office, you click into the line money. Money to office appears at the bottom of the page. You can type in the sum either by using your keyboard or by clicking the relevant beads. Oh, you can use this! You can use these if you don't want to type. In the relevant beads of the abacus standing next to the book, then press return or click into the bead with the plus symbol. Because that's how an abacus works, right? It's just like a calculator. You have a plus sign to add shit. Used to do that at your parents' house. Yeah, I did go to vacation to my grandmother's house. I could have gone in and out of windows over there. Where I lived was like an apartment, so I couldn't. I could, but only once. You can dismiss crew members in every port. Click into the line crew and follow the same procedure. Crew. Okay, I can't do anything here. You can turn the pages in the book by clicking to the dog-eared upper corners. Okay, I can't do anything, which means I can't dump people here because I don't have enemies. I don't know how to hire people. We need 5 men and we have none. That's my understanding. Your store. Further back in your book, you find a list of your ships. The figure to the left of the ship's types tell you the cargo capacity of the ship in question in units of burden. In the off... oh shit. In the office we have nothing. You are unmarried. That's... do you guys have a little ledger where it says you are on the left and unmarried on the right? And you open that up every day to get depressed. Or happy. You can be happy about it. Okay, storage. We have no property, no rented for, no under construction. And in this ship we have... okay, so in Luebeck we have a Kreier called Siegel van Danzig. I think that's what it means. And the Kreier is a sloop. This is so confusing. I'm trying to get it. Maybe I need to write notes on the manual here. Kreier is a sloop. Lu means Lübeck. The jokes are in the German manual. Not this version of the English manual, how strange. You have the no fun allowed manual. Yeah, boo. Dumping people on a random abacus. Yeah, I'm sure that's a sport somewhere. Figure left of the ship's type tells you the cargo capacity of the ship. Oh. So 28 is the cargo capacity of the ship in burden. Because it's a sloop. Hang on. Sloop can carry 17. Does that mean our sloop... no, we have a Kreier. Oh, the Kreier is the Pinache. 27. A Pinache or Kreier can load 27. Ours can hold 28. It's a bit better. Ours can hold 28. You need to check daily. The abbreviated name of the town where the ship is anchored is also shown. This is Lübeck. Returning the pages towards the beginning of your book will be informed of the capacities of your warehouse in town. Your active ship is anchored at the moment. You're also told how much storage space you have rented. You can have goods stored anytime, but as soon as the quantity exceeds the capacities of your warehouses will be billed for the excess quantity. The rent is automatically deducted from a ship's stock of money when it enters the relevant harbor. As production of certain goods is seasonal, it is advantageous to own warehouses at least in the most important towns. This enables you to stock up with certain goods in advance. Seasonal goods. We want to stock up seasonal goods and sell them out of season. I think that's what it means. Fascinating. That's the kind of depth that was absolutely not in the previous game. Like, maybe there are periods of time where opium doesn't get produced as much, so we can buy it, put it in a warehouse, and then we can sell it to the masses when they're hungrier for it. Probably a loom sport. Loomny sport. Warehouse construction. If you decide to invest in new warehouses, click on the line New Construction. Build? Construction a warehouse will cost this much. Nothing will appear with the building price per burden if you accept it. Indicate how much storage capacity you want on the abacus. Or by using the keyboard on your computer to confirm the figure by clicking. Construction off, and then you say how much. Interesting. I don't want any. Alright. It's a very weird interface. Basically, you say build, you're given a price, then you say okay to that price, and then you say how much burden you want. And that price is per burden. Angry exact noises. Is there... We'll be looking at a list of goods soon, I think. I wonder if you could already... it doesn't seem to have opium. That's a demerit on the game. I'm sorry. I wanted opium. Don't you guys want opium? I want opium. Okay, that's how you build. Building work starts immediately, at least in most towns, and the money for the new warehouses will be directly debited to your stock of money in your home office. You can only check on the capital usable in your home office when a ship enters port in your hometown. You find the details on the first page of your little book. First page also informs you of your marriage status, the number of your employees, zero. Sigil van Danzig, that's what's on the ship. This is the list of ships, and these are empty. The number of your employees? Artisans who work exclusively for you as long as you have necessary raw materials in stock. Oh, if you have raw materials, you can hire artisans to turn those into more profitable things, so like added value. This is very German. This has all the depth I could possibly want. By the way, you don't say the aging. Taylor. Taller. It took me so long to learn to say the age that comes after T in English. And now you tell me that I don't have to. Is it Taylor as Taylor? Or taller as in taller? Wait, that abacus, is it a Time Lord device? No, you can use it instead of the keyboard. To leave the little book, to close the little book, press the right mouse button or click the E. The big book. The big book is for the actual trade. The first 2 pages are reserved for transfers between town and the ship. Corn, meat, fish, ale, honey, cloth, crockery, wood, wine, pepper, furs, fish oil, pig iron. Pig iron. We got all pig iron. Wool, salt, leather, hemp, and pitch. No opium. First 2 pages are reserved for transfers between town and ship. The next 2 pages for those between town and warehouse. Okay. So you can put shit from town to the ship and back. There is a price, and you can put down from town to store, and it's the same price. Zofair, I don't think so. Did Twitch, did you? Someone repeated itself. I've been dropping frames, but steadily. Is the stream okay? Didn't even realize. Well, no one has complained, so I think it's at least watchable. Twitch has been horrible for me lately. And it's just Twitch. I can run my upload to YouTube at my max speed and it's fine. Buying and selling. Purchase and sale are in the lower left hand corner of the page. Toggle between the 2 by clicking into them. Buy, sell. And they have different prices. Of course. Jeez, my frames are horrible. Do let me know if it is too bad. Not that I can do anything about it. Signs like ta as an English sound, and sort of la sound. Taller. 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 Okay. I'll try to remember it. Taller. You choose the goods with the price of goods changing accordingly, something you ought to watch out for when comparing prices. You choose the goods with the mouse. When you click into a line, it appears in italics. It didn't. Chat is drunk and sing double. Poor person to teach German pronunciation. Well, you're way better at it than I am. Why did that send twice? Because Twitch! I swear, Twitch is not good lately. Now you can enter the quantity you want to buy or sell on the abacus. Why is there a max? Oh, because of... Buy one and then you can confirm. Okay. This interface is kind of weird. Hello there, Musifate. Happy cakes, come on. In the case of purchase, the maximum quantity you can buy with the money available on your active ship is shown in the lower right hand corner behind the abbreviation MAX. In the case of the sale, the quantity the town is prepared to buy from you appears there. Oh! So some towns might have a maximum they might be willing to buy, so dumping all your opium in a small town of Goa all the time would not be feasible here. It's just delayed. Yeah, we'll have to live with that. And I'm very sorry. I don't know, like, there's nothing I can do. I tried a bunch of different ingress servers. I'm still on the best one. There is no TH in German at all. That's why when people make German accent, they say this and ze and that. That is forbidden. Right? Most languages don't have TH. Which is why this and that sound different in other languages. Some people say this, that, or jis, or tis, or sis, or something. Like, some people say sinking instead of thinking. And it's not easy. First you have to realize that you're saying it wrong. It's not obvious to a non-English speaker that you're saying it wrong. And then you have to learn to produce the phoneme. It doesn't come naturally to people that don't have that phoneme in their language. Even if you know you're saying it wrong, you need to practice. I spent like 1 hour practicing to be able to say it. It's like zit and like zap. Tull Valley and Tulla. You don't think you can say TH? Yeah. Like a lot of Japanese people cannot say the L phonemes, right? So they use R instead. It isn't in Chinese or German, right? It's not in Portuguese. It's not in most languages. You're a poor art roller. God, please more opium, not having opium. That's a shame. In the case of purchase, a small model of a ship stands above the abacus. It doesn't, but that's like how much we can carry. Cargo capacity of your shipping burden. Should you buy more than your ship will hold, the excess will be stored in the warehouse. Ah. Interesting. So if you buy more than you can hold up here, then it gets automatically dumped into the store. So you don't have to necessarily go to the store. Like if the ship is full and you buy more corn, it will go straight into the store by itself. An R in Japanese is an R like R in English. Yeah. or L, it's a sound in between both. Yeah, it's a weak R. We do have both R's in my language. But it's strange that every single R in Japanese is the weak R. It makes people say stuff wrong here that is of Japanese origin sometimes. Language is fascinating. When loading your ship, you should take into account that the sea will be treating your sailing ship the rougher, the more cargo it has to carry. Really? Your purse is shown below the abacus. The figure on it shows you the capsule on board your active ship. You close the big book with the right mouse button or by clicking E. No proper hard R, yes. You just noticed that I has human in my tags. I've put human in my tags when I took the beard off. And it's been there ever since. It means that yes, I am human. And I do not appreciate the implication that you've made there, Happy Cakes. How dare you? I'm human. Alright, next page. We're going through the manual, I'm trying to learn the interface. The brass quiver in the upper right hand corner of your desk contains a seal which provides you with the following information about the conditions prevalent in the town. Number of inhabitants 8,000. Tax levels. Mr. Johann Woolenweather is the mayor. It's a very rich town. The tax is $300. This year 5 ships have docked. Economic strength. Mayor's name. Own name ought to appear there as fast as possible in your own hometown. Alright, that's our goal, to be the mayor. Mr. Sneeze Fart Rocket Jump needs to be mayor. Bearded Culprit is Copebot, yeah. Yeah, he's still around. There is a Culprit bot in chat. Need a miserable pile of secrets tag for man. What is man, yes. Not males, English. Yeah, the English is weird. 3 languages in a trench coat. I'm very human. I am. I like bands that play music. I'm particularly fond of human music. I like human food as well. Bread is a very human food. Bread is my favorite food. What is your favorite food? Mine is bread. Okay. A list of debts. It lists the names of the towns in which you have debts, followed by the total sum of the debts. If a figure appears in red print, it's high time the debt was cleared. Oh, if it's in red, they're breaking your legs, okay. I suspiciously don't eat. It's my favorite food, but I don't eat it. That's not suspicious at all. Very human, yes. To send out ships to the end of a move is marked by the sending out of a ship or a convoy. They can head for any coastal town shown on the map by clicking onto the appropriate name with the mouse. Your next move comes only when one of your ships has reached port. The map can be scrolled to the right or to the left. Right, but why are we being told this? I haven't seen the map with that. Oh, here, sending ships.
Who are you and how did you get in here?
I'm the locksmith. And I'm the locksmith.
Derivan, that's a fancy name. Thank you for the follow, enjoy the free emotes. And I know we're not playing the game yet. It's 100 pages of learning how to play the game. If we were doing Patrician 2, this would all be a fancy interface with a cute little tutorial. We wouldn't have to be doing this. But this is part of the fun. This is how you played games back in the day. You would start up the game, settle down for the night, grab a nice cup of tea, pull up your thick menu, and you would spend quality time reading. You would be feeling very aristocratic. That's how I feel right now. The ship cannot leave at the harbor, I assume because, oh, hire. It gives me the option to... Why are they carrying a dead man? No, I'm leaving. I'm not hiring anyone. Holy fuck. Someone died. I'll come back later. You're scared? Did they already take over? Video games. Yes, there are video games. Why did that sound like I'm referring when I say the mayor's name? What is the mayor's name again? Johan Wellenweather. Not Elmer Fudd, no. You enjoy adjusting an atomic bond of hydrogen and oxygen frequency to ensure body systems are functioning optimally, as humans do. Thank you for reminding me. I prefer my liquid state bonds to be gluten-free, which it says right here. Always check my... This is called water, right? Always check my water if it contains gluten before drinking it. He posted about a game called Old Timer Motor City in the Discord. Couldn't find a manual, had to use a getting started document he found that someone translated from some German guy. Amazing! Terravan, this one time I was streaming a game called Amber Star following a guide in English. At some point the guide was like, you need these items, I'm sorry I don't remember where you get them. That's literally what the guide said. My solution to be able to beat the game, because it was very guide required kind of game, was to find a German guide and translate it, because the Germans are very fastidious when writing manuals and guides. The best walkthroughs ever written are in German, and most people don't even realize that. Barriers. That van scared you when you rocked up. The Terror van scared you, good, good. Red's Keller is a basement bar or restaurant. Tiger Tink knows everything. There's a van outside there too. Is it a Terror van? Didn't get a free van if you left out. Yeah. That was more Homestar van. Alright. We can't send out ships yet, we have to hire people, I think. When you start noticing, okay, we looked at the options already. If you want to leave your office, you jump out the window. Got it. At the beginning of the game, you are the owner of a modest farm. To stock up your capital, you should therefore not be reluctant to avail yourself of the services of the moneylender on the upper floor of the middle house near the harbor. Look at this guy. I'm sorry if anyone in chat resembles this guy, but that's a stupid hair. You love old FAQs, always read the opening, closing writer comments. They're very good. And the ASCII art, when they try to present menus, like this is what the game looks like, and it's in ASCII art. That's very good. Things like, don't you dare send me spam, will track your IP address from it and send you so many porn and viruses. I mean, I can't scan for the viruses, so it's fine. Send me the porn, then I can always use more, dude. I've never gotten porn on my email. Is that a thing that has ever happened to anyone? You think that's a child of pure dinklage and hey, Lori? Yes! Yes! With a little bit of... Is there a... That smile is so creepy. Is there a little bit of Nicolas Cage in there, or am I dreaming? I always see Nicolas Cage in people. His arms, because of the clothing, they feel short. He's a stubby guy. All the maps in the middle of the guide are drawn with those pipes and dashes. Yes. Feel so bad for that man. Men like to send penises. I've heard of that, but over email. That's the point. I can imagine a woman receiving penises over chat, Discord, Facebook, what have you, but email? I emailed you my dick, please respond. Has anyone ever received that? Virus porn is my kink. I have nightmares of viruses getting on my computer and wrecking my shit. I got a virtual machine, a DOS virtual machine, accidentally infected with a virus. I couldn't remove it. I had to build a new one. I was trying to install some CD-ROM drivers. No kink shaming, no, this is a safe place for kinks. Grown men with really baby arms. Yeah, this was a common thing, like this kind of clothing does make it look like that. Got an email, the picture of one boob once, you were extremely confused. After not sleeping properly for 2 weeks, you replied, please send the other boob so I can go to bed already. Before social media was, what is your penis on a scary bed? I'm sorry, my scanner, my dick is not small, my scanner is too big. I was in the pool! Alright, his services are listed on a board on the wall of his office. You can obtain, repay, and later give credits. Oh god, we couldn't... If you lended money to the bank on High Seas Trader, the interest... You paid the bank interest for them to keep your money. So using the money is dumb in that game. A Seinfeld reference. I mean, that's an internet reference. That's not a Seinfeld reference. I never watched Seinfeld. Not in snail mail. Got a dick pic emailed to you. It was small, hooked and glossy. Burnt your retinas forever. There's an older lady with almost your same email. Did you forward? I think this was meant for you and you just forwarded. And did she reply, thank you, dearie. I was looking forward to that. So glossy. We spared her. How dare you keep that from her? She might have been missing it, Sid. You speared her. Am I also having her lost boob? Can you give it back? I emailed my boob to someone and I don't remember who. Hang on. Alright, let's keep going. This is gonna take... I think this stream is gonna be only reading the manual, not even doing anything. If you wish to obtain credits, one or several partners who can lend you money will be named. The majority of those will be upstart artisans who wish to increase their wealth in this unholy way in Asiatic towns. Unholy way because interest was a sin, right? The church didn't want people to charge interest. Loan, take the loan. Who shall be your partner? A craftsman? Johan Jolenwever or Herman Walpot? Do you want to take money from a pot on the wall? In Hanseatic towns, you can also borrow money from local merchants, including from one of your fellow players. And then your little brother, can you pay me back? Yeah. Any day now. Once you have made your choice by clicking onto or typing the number to the left of the potential partner, and it starts at 0, this game was programmer-centric. You burn the computer you open it with, eyes you soldered it with. You have new eyes now. You're trying to artistically justify how these are not baby arms, but they are baby arms. You have a good feeling for a craftsman. Generic name. Based on his situation, you two have short arms. I remember the quintessential story of the guy who broke both arms. And then... Does anyone already know what I'm talking about? Without me going on. William Weather. You do? Alright. Yes, of course, Ting does. William Weather is actually losing Boris Franconian like they speak there where you live. Wool spinner or neither. Oh! Right, weaver. They weave wool. Interesting. Yeah, no, of course. His mother was very helpful. Yes, okay. I bet Ting also knows about the swamps of the Goba. And the Jolly Roger candy. You know all the grizzly stories from the looks of it. You're a very cultured person. Can borrow money once you have made. Don't be disappointed if you don't feel it's very favorable to you, if you are simply refuse the credit. So if I try to get it by a craftsman, they offer me $250 interest rate of 72 falling due in this many days. How much do you take? Interesting. And you can refuse. As you haven't as yet gained any reputation whatsoever, you cannot blame anyone for not wishing to throw his money out of the window. Yeah, okay. I don't want to throw my money out of the window. Sergeant took off his mask and just said that was bad. Yeah. I'm so sorry that people know those references. However, don't be too stingy or else you might lose the last little bit of credibility others are willing to afford you, and the interest rate will rise to infinity. Try to obtain more favorable conditions by repeatedly refusing the offers. If you keep refusing, they'll just be like, fuck you. Okay. If you want to accept an offer, enter the desired sum, press the plus signal. Why is roast beef arm so upset with me? Because I refused the loan. You should not wait too long before repaying a debt. Firstly, to keep the interest charged on the credit sum as low as possible, and secondly, in order not to exceed the repayment period. If that happens, your creditor will get the money directly out of your office. If there isn't enough there to cover the sum owed, a ship will be impounded, even if the credit owes you worth every much less than your ship. If you can repay your debts at any time with the money on the active ship, or only in the town. You can repay any debts at any time with the money on the active ship, but only in the town where you obtained the credit, so we have to take the ship to the town we got the credit from. The chronology corresponds to that of the obtaining of the credit. Your promissory notes are shown to you in chronological order, and you simply enter the amount you wish to repay. Holy shit, this game is... I think that the programmers were just like, seriously, I can make promissory notes in a chronological list and you can repay them in the order that you took them on the list. And everyone else on the team was like, can't you just like add to... No, promissory notes. Already implemented it. It's in the game already. They're like, I'm not... Don't argue with the programmers, they were inspired. If one of your fellow players asks you to give him a credit, you must specify the conditions which apply to the credit. Like the amount, the interest rate, and the payment period. The money will be deducted from the capital in your home office. Can I offer to a craftsman? They're asking for $137,000. 3%. I'm gonna offer 1. Jesus. Those in this game are a mess. If you give a loan and ask to be paid back, everyone hates you. If you give the loan, everyone hates you slightly less. If you take a loan, everyone hates you. If you pay back the loan, everyone still hates you. Is this getting hated? Okay. It's probably because of the church, right? The church is against loans and interest rates. So people hate you because you're being an ungodly person. And the text talked about how important being a godly person is. Devs must hate loans. Who doesn't hate loans? People giving out the loans. If you ever wake up and want to be a VTuber or ripping this guy's pride, that would be good, yes. He already has the smile and stuff. You can cut his head off at the Canadian line. Finely marbled and tenderness and flavor. Oh, it's meat arms. People roast beef arms love loans. I don't know enough of those people to go around and ask. If one of your fellow players, some towns are in need of injective finances, they have fallen on hard financial times. However, they'll specify the conditions which apply to such credits. If you wish to extend a credit to a town, the amount will be deducted from the capital on an active ship. The payment is effective automatically. As to money in your home office, if you don't show up at home for a long period of time, you shouldn't be surprised when you're meantime told on the scroll that somebody has forced the credit onto you. What? This can actually happen if you get too deeply into the red after the deduction of the monthly taxes. The interest rate for such a credit is never volunteered, for generally is, well, you can imagine how much. What? What does that mean? If you leave money on your home office, you don't show up for a long time, someone will force a credit onto you. What? By the way, the account is automatically balanced whenever a ship leaves the home port, so it can happen that your ship will be prevented from leaving because your ship's account is in the red. No problem, your friendly moneylender is awaiting you. Finally, a free tip. Always think carefully about just how much money you need before visiting the moneylender. He may be friendly, but if you turn up on his doorstep several times a day, his suspicions might just get aroused. That's this guy's face is getting aroused in his suspicions. Don't come back home and pay taxes. Ah, it's the taxes. They will charge you for taxes if you don't get back home. The Harbor Inn. The sea folks love the inn. Whether they're looking for crews to man your ships or wish to hire assistance of any kind, you'll find the right people to fit the bill in the Harbor Inn, lower part of the middle building. The hang on. Scala. Loans arousal, yes. You hire crews by clicking into the two figures in front of a fireplace who are just helping a land-sick pal. We process a crew of 0. That is wrong for 117 men. Do we want this many men? How many will hire? None. Here, nobody wants to do the job. Scaredy cats, cowards. Wait. You can choose scaredy cats or cowards. I don't think it makes a difference. Before you do this, you should, however, have had a quick look into the little book to see how many men your ship requires. The higher fee depends on the length of the journey and is deducted automatically from the money on board your ship. So we have crew here, pirate, arms dealer, he's dealing arm, and assistants. Okay, about to ask what was going on over there. Yeah, I thought they just killed the guy, but apparently he is land sick. Is land sick a thing? Human behavior, yes. The high fee depends on the length of the journey. Okay. Assistance. Among the idlers sprawling around the table on the left, some will surely be found. in your hometown willing to produce goods for you as your assistants. Their wages will be deducted from the account of your home office. You had better keep away from the rebel hanging around the inn. The lads at the middle table doing in-hand weapons, and the sinister figure in the background is a pirate. Now that you have all the necessary information to engage in successful trading, there is nothing to stop your career from taking off. Use all your wit and diligence to expand your firm, gain a respected reputation in your hometown, and last but not least, find your way into the town hall. Okay, that's the end of... We just finished Arrival. Chapter 3, Arrival. Chapter 1 is prelim. It's just a story lesson. Then you have introduction. No, prelim is not a... Prelim is the manual writer giving you a fancy message. Introduction is a history lesson. Arrival is the menus that we just looked at. Next segment is called Getting On. Never goes anywhere without his axe. Tossing him into the fire. Why is that man doing leg humps with that other man? He is leg pumps. He's land sick. Man, so much shit, man. Once you have accumulated a certain amount of capital, you'll sure no longer be satisfied with only buying one ship cargo's worth of goods. When the supply is plentiful and the price is low, you can stock up on provisions in order to sell them at profit at a later date. The store. We explained earlier how you can buy goods and pull them directly into storage. To load them into the ship or unload goods from the ship into storage, click on the upper floor on the office on the harbor. Oh, this is fancy. Warehouse is on the right, the ship is in the middle. In the board on the left, the onboard ship or warehouse. You can move between the two by clicking on them. The goods are stored in their respective storage places as icons. When the status of the storage is shown, the figure on the ship indicates the free cargo capacity. They click one of those icons to load or unload. Familiar abacus appears, which you use to specify the quantity. You have a bigger assortment of goods. Jesus. Is this any fun so far? I'm just reading. I haven't played anything. I really like the art. I like the music. I'm taking in the ambience. If the game is fun, that's for a later date. Overtreden. Reading can be fun, yes. Once you have decided you've had enough of a dull bachelor's life, take your life into your hands and see the marriage broker. Come across him sometimes on the quarry side. Your stocks will be used at celebrations, and naturally at your wedding, be well advised not to disappoint the invited guests. What is this place? This is the town hall. No, this is the guild. The game is fun in the German trading game way, which is very fun to you, probably not so many others. Yeah, this is a German business simulation game. I think I enjoy this kind of game. I don't know, I've never played one. I have played and enjoyed capitalism in the past, but that's not quite the same. I've enjoyed a lot of games that are tangential to this genre. You're intrigued, so am I. So this is the guild. Is this the marketplace? There is a guy here on the stocks. There was a jester there. Where is the quarry site? Armory. Shipyard. I don't know what the quarry site is. Show you a portrait of the bride or the bridegroom and tell you who he or she is, what profession he or she his parents belong to. The dowry is adjusted accordingly. If your heart is now on fire, independent of whether ignited by the portrait or the prospect of a sizable dowry, click on yes again and the deal is done. You are requested to fix the wedding date. The wedding is part of the business. Was he high or low? Decide if I should sell or not. If you enjoy mildly, competition numbers go up. Improve down, you will enjoy. Joy is about 75% of Patrician 3. Gypsy traded being about 15% of the fun of Patrician 3. Enjoyment. Alright. Yeah, you said that you really like Patrician 3, which is true with the expansion pack. The wedding date, wedding place, organization matters. Right, I'm not gonna... I don't know where the quarry site is. So I don't know how to find the guy for the wedding. Now version of enjoyment, yes. You would marry a fish from the ocean. There are plenty, or so I heard. Where is the quarry side? This is the guild. Here we have popular opinion, church, list, bathhouse, carnage. No, town scribe. Carnage is here. Carriage, not carnage. Carriage. And the town hall. You know, it's a funny movie, A Fish Called Wanda. Not familiar. I think I've heard that name, but I haven't watched it. Okay, still talking about the wedding in the manual. Many suffer from hunger and thirst. Right, it's important for the reputation if you want to become mayor. Bathhouse is not a suggestion. He does not like stinky people. Okay, the marketplace. Popular opinion. Click on the group to the left next to the church. You will be told how popular you are with the people. In the people's opinion, you are non-existent. In politics, you are non-existent. They never heard of I think therefore I am. I don't exist. Chat chat. I don't exist. People's opinion is important to you in your hometown for two reasons. You can estimate your chances of winning or losing the next mayor's election. And once you are installed in that office, you find out whether your popularity as a politician is equal to that of your opponents, thus giving you a chance to rise to become alderman at the next Hanseatic League meeting. So I have to become mayor so we can become alderman. By the way, the elections for mayor and alderman take place every 2 years. You should not despair if you dissatisfy the people's verdict. In addition to your busy trading activities, you have other possibilities of improving your reputation, for example, by making donations. The donation. Enter the church by clicking the church. Look at the little guy. And that other guy's not doing too well. And very anxious to meet a pious brother from who you can buy indulgence from your sins. First take the holy water. Oh no. They kick me if I don't take the holy water. To his right, you see the offertory box in the shape of a church donation letter, into which you should really enter a decent amount of money to make it worthwhile. Here. No, I don't want the holy water. I don't know what you put in it. What is this human tag? Get there onto me. Forget if you use the wagons in this game. If you got a giant rack of drying fish in front of your house, your complaints will see you celebrating the hunts. Bad hunts vibes. A beggar is sitting to the right of the pillar. He's one of those pitiable figures who turns up in great numbers in poor towns. He is grateful for any donation. Okay. No water. Feast. In the market square, you can organize a public feast anytime in order to gain popularity with the voters. Click on the jester in the foreground on the left. You want to give a feast? No. The procedure is identical to that of the wedding, but we need more food and drink. The bathhouse, if you are worried about failing yet again with the date of the next elections approaching, you shouldn't despair. There's another, not entirely legal, way to make the jump to the mayor's office via the bathhouse. If you are unscrupulous enough to dare enter that place and enjoy a joint bath with one of the very professional male or female attendants, it might just happen to you. But you should find that out for yourself, as it shouldn't be the task of this text to incite you to illegal actions. You want to bathe alone? No. A long last, a refreshing bath. A council member is having a bath next to you. Greet him. No, not alone. I can't bribe council members. The tub is already full, pity. I don't know what they did there. They replaced this with just a single naked man. They wanted to keep it fair. I don't understand what happened there. Sounds like you were swimming. Okay, if we go alone, it's a refreshing bath. Bribe him. I'm not bribing people. Okay. The carriage. Let us rather return to honest work. By clicking on the carriage in the market square, in either Lübeck or Hamburg, you can send goods via the Hanseatic land passage between the two towns, which will save you a lot of time. Oh, it's one of these. Procedure is the same as the storage procedure. You can load goods into the carriage deducted from the warehouse or ship. The costs of the land passage transport are deducted from the capture in an active ship. When they're off the destination, the goods are immediately put into the warehouse. Right, that's for transportation. You might be in trouble since the councilman was in there. If you don't bribe him, everyone's always in everyone's business. I hate with these games. Take a loan to bribe him. Yeah, that's a lot of work, sir. You're naked. Will you stay naked for a moment while I go talk to Flabby Meat Arms for a loan? I'll be right back. the town scribe by clicking on the little annex between Town Hall and Bathhouse. You have the status of the game and overview of the personal situation printed out on your computer's printer. Print to PDF. What? Hang on. Hang on. I know the music. The game is frozen while I print. Did the game crash? Hang on. Game? I think I clicked multiple times and now I'm saving multiple documents. Hang on. Okay. Let me see if I can show you guys the printed out stuff. This is so fancy. Or is it? Oh! Oh man. Where is here? Hang on, let me. Real date, December 23. Name of the game, Far Jump. Date of the game, 29 June. Mr. Johan Wenewever is single, lives in Lubeck, is mayor there. Is unique in the people's opinion. He owns that much. Hendrik Kornbrook. Mr. Franz Kosmosch. Ron Kushmeister, Witold de Zemmer, Eberhard Serafin. These people are single, we should marry all of them. Mr. Sneeze Fort Rocket Jump is single, lives in Lubeck, and is non-existent. He owns a lot of Thaler. Not a lot, that's not a lot. Wait, what? Is hopeless in the people's opinion. Oh, hopeless is better than non-existent. You printed off becoming alderman for the first time. You took a photo of your first statue in Patrician 2. 1 megapixel digital camera. That's pretty good. What else did we print? This is the same. One of those was empty. Alright. Let me pull this out so we can print stuff, and apparently I'm using DOSBox, and apparently DOSBox is fancy enough that the printer actually works. Amazing. By clicking on the lane to the left of the bathhouse or by pressing, you can return to the harbor. The town hall. By clicking on the town hall, you enter the lobby. Along the far wall, you see 3 doors with the symbols for defense policy, naval policy, and relocation. 2 boards are hanging from the side wall. Click on the front one to find out the dates of the next elections. Click on the one behind to organize a guardship. Next election will happen next auction. Guard ship near Lubeck wanted. Will you make a guard ship of this ship? No. Click on the door. For a small fee, you can move your home office to any of the 8 Hanseatic towns on the game. Oh, this is relocation. Wanna move? No. Military matters? Fleet policy. I think you have to be mayor to deal with these. You disagree, rather no one know who you are, rather than think I was hopeless. Do you know who the guy is? I have no idea. What about that one? Oh, I do know him. He's a fucknut. It's better to stay quiet and let people think you're an idiot than speak up so they don't have any doubt. Something like that. The guild. Joining a guild. You enter a big hall through the portal of the guild hall. There is a beautifully ornamented door on the back wall. Click on it if you wish to join the guild. Be told the membership fee. You can become a member as long as you have enough money on board your ship. As a member, you're given information on your competitors at this door. The admission is expensive. Too late for you there. Blackboard is hanging to the right of the door. Click on this if you wish to sell a ship. Sale of the Siegel von Danzig. Various offers are made which you can accept by clicking on them. There is an ominous prince among the bidders if you accept his offer. What? Oh, the sovereign? However, you might one day have a nasty surprise, as princes are apt to turn their ships into privateers, which then threaten the trade routes. If you don't like any of the offers, you can also put your ship up for auction or sell it to the highest bidder. Exciting when you get to do new things as a mayor, I bet. It's gonna feel like good progress when you do that. Anyone on Twitch believe you're actually known for being so quiet offline? Yeah, you've mentioned that, and yes, I do believe that. When I was telling this person about being a streamer and stuff, like explaining what I do, knowing me as they do, one of the very first things they asked, aren't you like too shy to be on camera? Don't you get too nervous to talk and shit? I'm like, no, it's whatever. It's just a bunch of nerds watching a nerd. It's fine. I am very quiet and shy in real life. I try to keep speaking to a minimum. If any fellow players live in the town in which you have offered a ship for sale, they'll also be asked to put in a bid during your move. They'll be shown a slip of paper where they should enter the sum they're prepared to pay. The cash available in the office is shown. Okay, so when you sell a ship and there are other players, they can try to buy it. You resemble that statement. Makes you feel better. You feel like I'm charming online? Yeah, the internet is such a place that makes things all distorted. I'm not charming in real life at all. I've been called... Wait, what was I called? This one person this time was so pissed off at me. I to this day I still don't understand why. They called me socially abnormal. I never forgot it because I to this day I don't understand. I know I should be offended, but I don't know how offended I should be. Like, what part of that is I don't know. That was, if you know, be talkative, if you're not normal, more quiet. Right now I know everyone in chat. Like, honestly, like, that's one of the reasons I do this. I always say that I have a few good reasons why I stream. One of them is so I can talk about random shit to people who apparently want to listen to me talk to random shit. In a bad way or a good way? Precisely! They just said I was abnormal. Normal was more offensive. Yeah, maybe, you're socially normal. And then, fuck, did they just call me an NPC? Call it being awkward. You're quite awkward for sure. I think I'm not as awkward as I used to be. That dissipates with age, I guess. But I do get, and I try to keep people from knowing that in real life it doesn't affect my streams, but I can get very easily flustered, which can turn me awkward, I suppose. Auctions of ships take place at regular intervals. First, you'll be asked to press any key, which will be used to place your bid. A list of the ships will be auctioned will appear. Before a ship is called, you'll be given information regarding time, condition, cargo, etc. Convoys can be registered at the desk next to the blackboard. Convoy cannot be assembled because the ship is too poorly armed and has too few crew members. We have to fuel the crew members. That's a typo. Yes, happy cakes. As long as we all enjoy the humanness of this junction, we're fine. Incoming or outcoming convoys. Warehouse. Warehouses to be bought or sold, which can accept it by clicking on them. No convoy is expected. This leaves the house, okay. Gateway between office and inn. Office and inn. The armory, which the menu calls the smithy. Here you can arm your ships and also buy hand weapons. It's a bit loud. Click on next on the lower part of the anvil to expect the offers. A small catapult, look at the art. The drawings are shown one by one. The button above the smithy shows the name of the relevant weapon, its price, and the wares are already on board your ship. To buy one, click on the button. The price will deduce it from your capital. Deducted. Follow ships are enormous. The small catapult, short range, most effective against the opponent's crew. Menu doesn't talk about hand weapons. You can treat the hand weapons like any other goods. However, arms dealing is not really approved of by the Hanseatic League. This is why you have to rely on the shady figures at the middle table in the inn should you want to sell a shipment. Interesting. Okay, this guy only has catapults and the thing. Convoy setup can be a bit of a pain, it's good to figure it out early. So frustrated when battling the games until you took the time to learn it, the seamless interfaces for the warehouse. Thought this man looked Mongolian, so you liked him. I can see that. There are other weapons, but the smithy only has that one here apparently. The armory. The armory was here. And you can see the things that you have at the armory and at your ship. If you're not too worried about your reputation and your competitors getting your nerves too much, you can hand an armored ship over to a pirate. After all, you know where to find him. Out of gratitude, inquire happily to offer you the captured ships at very reasonable prices. By the guy at the inn. Okay, next chapter, proving yourself. We are slightly halfway through the manual. He didn't mess with the hand weapons except in very certain circumstances. Brother was braver, also the cheap auctions you didn't, so... Be curious if I use those things. I might avoid those things. I might avoid anything that makes it too complicated. Unless it feels like it might be rewarding later. Like smuggling. In the High Seas Trader, smuggling was a thing that I didn't do at first, while I awaited for its purpose to be more clear. Once it did, it's exchanging honor for money, I never bothered. Because honor is way more valuable than money in that game. Soon as you notice the first signs of pirates, you are advised to position guard ships to protect the harbors. To convert your ship to a guard ship, you must arm it, then go to the town hall and click on the board at the back. Alright, so you can put guard ships on the harbors. and you can convert them back into ordinary ships. You have the option to let your ship join other people's convoys. Take a ship out of the convoy. You can set up your own convoys. Equipment of the flagship, take weapons on board, hire the crew, go on the guild hall. Your popularity will be increased if you permit the ships or other merchants to join. And if you defend the ship successfully against pirates. In addition, the captain of the convoy is paid for every every ship he accepts. Move ends with the resistance of the convoy. Sea battle fleet, hire mercenaries, capture fleets. Okay, good lord. And then he goes to the epilogue. I'm exhausted. I haven't done anything and I'm exhausted. You're still learning. You can make a reputation with open convoy. Yeah, apparently if you let others join your convoy, you get reputation. Alright, I'm glad I taught you something. I don't even know what I'm doing yet. Okay, so I assume I have to trade, but... Okay, first we need to hire people. We needed to hire 5 people. Ship cannot leave the harbor. Necessary for the Siegel van Danzig are 5 men, so let's get 5 men. Hire them from this guy. Because, you know, he's pulling the people to... Do you want a crew? I have a guy right here. I can dump it on your ship. I want 5. You possess a crew of 5. They are possessed. Normally don't touch other people's convoys, I don't touch yours because you're too bossy and fussy with your ships. But you know, maybe I can just give them ships and yeah, do whatever, give me money later. So now, if I try to leave... We are at Lubeck. The Sneezefart rocket jump is in Lubeck. But... how would I... It's... Bigger advantage. Do not recommend the Asian Tiger Mother approach to convoys. Right. I want to buy goods, put them in my ship and sell them elsewhere. I need to buy shit that is cheap here, that is expensive wherever I sell it. How do I know that? Such a glorious name it is. Because on High Seas Trader you can see the prices of things at different ports. The menu doesn't say anything about that. You learn from visiting around and knowing what towns produce. Right, so whatever a town produces, it's what's going to be cheap there. How do I know what this town makes? Okay, this town has a lot of corn. So can I as poorer towns buy more certain goods unless other versus richer towns? Do I just write down every single price by hand? So I can compare? We make wheat and beer? There is no wheat here. Ale? Corn is grain. They look like they make corn and wood. And maybe salt. Ale is beer. Corn is grain. I mean, I can't just keep sailing around because it's gonna cost us. I don't want to backseat on my specific goods. I got to learn the towns. I think I'm gonna have to write down the prices, but the prices are gonna move. But they shouldn't move too much. Whatever a town wants, whatever a town produces and demands is going to always be around the same. So by writing down base prices, I can get some idea. I have a question. I know you don't want to backseat, and that's good. But I'm gonna ask a question anyway. If I start a new game, are the things a town produces and demands going to stay the same? Meaning the prices stay around the same ballpark? Fountain has nothing. Town Hall. Doesn't seem to have anything either. Production is set. Okay. So the notes I write down, if we have to restart the game, they're gonna stay relevant. Another bathhouse. It's a statue in the newer games. Right, there is nothing here that... Try the fish wreck. Do you want to buy dried fish? Because if I look at Town Hall, we have military matters, fleet policy, relocation, guard ships, and election dates. So it's not here. The marketplace, we have popular opinion, church, feast, bathhouse, carriage, town scribe, and town hall. Doesn't even talk about the dried fish. I can't buy assistants unless I have materials. You're in a home is only dealing with core, only bathed with dudes. You should do a playthrough of this game that is just that. So I think I can't. So I'm gonna do the next best thing, which is writing down. Like the prices are gonna be around the same, so I'm gonna write down buy prices. And I'm gonna do a little table. Prices do change over time with other factors. Yeah, but I do expect that to happen. But I assume that the prices in general indicate what is produced and demanded. Max and min in general, yeah. So I'm gonna write these values. And I'm gonna use this as a reference as we travel elsewhere. It's gonna take a little while, but it's the only thing I managed to come up with as a solution to this issue. So I'm building up a little table here where I'm writing the goods. And then I'm gonna write the towns and then the buy prices. Ever played a game that taught you would in real life skill? Hello there, Galitap. I've learned how gear shifting works in trucks, thanks to Euro Truck Simulator. I've learned a lot. I've forgotten a bit of it, but I learned a lot on airplane navigation systems with flight simulators, like the use of towers and radio signals and stuff like that. I don't remember the names of the things, but I'm fine, Mr. Guterres. We just finished reading most of the manual and I'm trying to come up with a strategy for this to start with the game. Anything more practical than that? I mean, of course I have, I'm just not thinking of good examples right now. Some of the games I grew up with were kind of unintentionally teaching me stuff. Yeah! Yes, definitely. Like, a lot of us learned map reading with video games. It might feel a little bit silly, but knowing how to read a map is not obvious. It feels obvious to us because we have done it in a trillion times in video games. I think it's a good example. So this is Louisbeck, which I'm gonna use the Louis. All right. And now the price is 68, 92, 86, 76, 299, 177, 154, 64, 577. Learn how to befriend and send demons. There you go. That's a very useful skill. A lot of people think it's just witchcraft, and no, there is a skill to it. Sin City taught you to live within your means. I'm sure, like, I'm good with my money, honestly. And I'm sure I learned that just from managing resources in games. Like, there are a lot of games where, like, I would be, like, planning the next few months and few years, and Sin City is a good example of that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna set the taxes like this, and I'm gonna have, like, here's the income, here are the expenses. Like, that control of finances, I did get a lot from Sin City. I played it for the SNES version when I was a kid. PhD in Shin Megami Tensei. There you go, Mystic Theory. Finally, a good part of the clergy. 72, 760, 60, 92, 139, 153, 21, 149, 37, 133. Alright. So I have this. Does it show? Yeah, I have like you can see two columns there. It's the good and the price, and has the name of the city at the top. Sin City 3000 gets a lot of shit. You love that game. Does it get a... I don't know, man. I've never played a sim building game that I didn't like. A lot of people shit on Cities XL, which came like before City Skylines. I liked that game just fine. You learn to read better. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Video games taught me English. That's the in real life skill that video games have taught me. They have taught me an entire language. I played through Ultima 4 on the Master System with a dictionary next to me to look up the words. And it went up from there. Like, I learned to speak English because I had to do raids in World of Warcraft and I had to tell people what to do and explain to them that I knew what I was doing or stuff like that. It was very awkward at first. But yeah, there you go, I learned an entire language thanks to video games. Cities XL was fine. The problem with Cities XL is that they kept releasing new versions and they lost the source code at some point, I think, so they kind of just hacked and modded their own game instead. A lot of people who learned English that way. Yeah, there you go. A lot of math, I have improved my math skills just because of video games and stuff. Dante's Divine Comedy. Yeah, some of that history stuff. I have learned a lot of history with video games as well. History and books and stuff like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna travel to a different place? I assume I go with the ship? So we are at Lubeck. I'm gonna go to London. This is the stuff that is happening as the dates passed. The Sigabon Danzig of Sir Rocket Jump reaches London, the harbor. Okay, Mr. Rocket Jump in London. Typing speed, yes! I did improve typing speed thanks to video games as well. I mean, I learned typing with one of those typing software for DOS. Spreadsheet formulas. I did a lot of spreadsheeting because of fucking stupid ass piece of shit EVE Online. I hate that game. But I learned the skill. Keyboard without looking at it. Right, and there's another thing that is a skill that most people don't have, which is understanding 3D spatial stuff, like looking at a 3D projection and understanding your position in space and perspective and that sort of stuff. The kind of basic stuff that we dealt with when we were playing Doom and Wolfenstein as kids. That is a skill that you develop that is useful later on. I learned a lot about driving. I know racing games, like whatever, but I did learn a lot about driving, and I did become a better manual shifting driver thanks to video games as well. EVE spreadsheets in space. Yes, I played it way too fucking much. That game does not deserve to be played. I still played it a lot. Gaming gave you the speed. You know why? Because when you need it, that's different. Like, knowledge is useless if you don't need to use it. There's this little puzzle game by Zachtronics, I love their games, called Space Cam. I learned a bunch of chemistry from that game, way more than in actual chemistry classes. Even though it's kind of tangential to the puzzles, knowing things helps you, so you need it to progress, so you get better at it. Is it boring? Track days at a road course. I recommend so much about how to handle a car when you start to spin out. You know what? This one time, I'm not kidding. This one time I found myself in a rough spot when I was driving, and I avoided a crash. And I swear to God, I automatically used my knowledge of just driving on racing simulators, because I played those with the driving wheel. I realized it later that my first instinct would be to slam on the brakes, and if I did that at the time, I would probably drift and lose grip. So I knew to brake first and swerve later or something. It was a long time ago. So I avoided a crash thanks to how used I was to, you know, crashing in video games. Studied German in college, forgot almost immediately because you weren't using it. Yeah, that's exactly. So this is called, we're in London. London is just London. Okay. So now we look at prices here, and I write them down and I can compare. Wine. A lot of these are very similar, but some are different, so that's what we'll focus on. Even pilots and astronauts train simulators, so you do get the muscle memory. I learned a lot about orbit mechanics thanks to Kerbal Space Program. I never forgot the basics of that. So now I understand how, you know, when they send the probe to Mars, like most people would assume you just point at the Mars and you use the rocket in that direction. That's not how it works. So I understand a little bit of very basic space travel thanks to Kerbal Space Program. So that game is fascinating. I freaking love Kerbal Space Program. Video games helping that. Video games don't give you the same sense of feeling the weight of the car. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I do have force feedback on my things, so like I can feel when the wheels are slipping on my driving wheel. But of course it's not a replacement, but it does give you information, because you don't usually find yourself when you're driving. If you're a good driver, you driving in the city and like stuff, you don't get into situations where you're losing grip on your tires or you're going too fast or something like that. You do that in video games. So you don't know how to react in real life. You do know how to react in video games if you played enough. Taught you how to shoot a gun. You know what? I played a lot of shooting games. I know the basics. I had never fired a gun in my life, and then one day we went to this thing with family outside, and they had a gun, and they were taking like pot shots at target shooting at a distance. And like in real life, I hate guns for obvious reasons. Guns are evil. But I know they're doing that, and they're like, "Do you want to take a shot or something?" I'm sure. So they put this little board against the tree in the distance. Everyone was missing their shots. So I take the gun, I take aim, I know how to aim. I squeeze the trigger, I don't pull it. I shoot on the exhale so the weapon is more steady. And I shoot and the little piece of wood goes flying off. They pick it up dead center. So yes, of course it's not the same, but I have a decent idea of how to shoot a gun because of video games. Shame about to, yeah, really shame. Yeah, alright. Let's look at the prices here. Meat is different. Ale is different. Cloth is different. Crocker is very different. Alright, we want stuff that is cheap here and expensive at Lübeck. Wine? Wine is more expensive at Lübeck. Fish oil is like 30%. Wine is like 20%. Pig iron is like 30%. Wool. Oh, wool. Wait, no, leather. Leather. We're taking leather from London to Lübeck. Right, so I can buy a maximum of 2. What is the thing? It's not tons that they call the load. Like these 2 means 4 tons. What is the name again? Does anyone remember? Practical implications of games are interesting. I don't think we pay enough attention to that aspect much anymore. Yeah, no, that's true. And because we don't give a lot of attention, we're teaching kids how to gamble. What is the name of the load? Shot a gun in real life before first-person shooters existed. If I lot harder to aim in real life, certainly would help. Yeah, I mean, at least I got the gun and I knew what I was holding and how to aim. Like technically, I knew all the theory. So when the sights lined up, I knew what it meant. Burden. 1 burden equals approximately 2 tons. So we can carry 2 burdens of leather. They have 330. So I'm gonna buy 2. And it's on the ship. And now I take it back to Lübeck. Oh shit. Bremen is this. Minden is this. Lübeck is this and Hamburg is this, I hope? I don't know, I'm not sure. I can't click the name, I need to click the little house. Okay, I think Lübeck is the top one and Hamburg is the bottom one. Is this game related to the Patrician games? Yes, this is the first one. The first one is called the Patrician. The other ones are just called Patrician. Okay, I got to Lübeck. Sniper rifles probably most so for realism. Yeah, no, of course, Musifate. I'm not arguing on the realism. Oh, the little ladder, we can put it on the warehouse. We don't have a warehouse, I'm just gonna sell it straight up. So if we sell, the leather is 104 here, so sell 2, and look, our money, it's lower than before than we started with, I think because we spent money hiring people. Never find it with your breath. Yeah, there are some games that do take into account breathing with sniper rifles, yes. Some of those sniper specialized games. But overall, I do think the games can teach you a lot I don't think we should be like, oh no, games as teaching tools. I worked with people that were like that. We're gonna be creating an educational game and it's going to be amazing. No, kids hate educational games, they don't teach anything. Most educational games are not good at making you require the knowledge in an engaging way. Which is what I was talking about, you needing to use the stuff. Shot Fallout, adjusting for unalignment. I played SWAT 4? That Sierra adventure game with FMVs that comes on 4 CDs. And that game has a manual that explains you how to aim with a sniper rifle and adjust for wind and like things to adjust for the wind and for the for light refraction and bullet falling and stuff like that. I learned a little bit from that. Okay, what can we take back to London? We can take meat. We can take wine. No. Wait. Man, the difference in price for buying and selling is a lot. Holy shit. We need to find things that are very different to compensate. So I want something that is expensive in London and cheap in Lubeck. Fish? Ale? Ale is the best one so far. Cloth. Cloth is better. Crockery? Crockery is way better. Okay, we're taking crockery from Lubeck to London. If I can afford it. Crockery, I can buy one crockery for 119. We have 195. We had 195. Now I go back to London. To 21 just to dock. Oh shit. That's what ate our money. We are at -8. Holy shit. 197. Wait, did we still lose money? 100% with me for learning skills, just enjoying thinking about the extra steps you get in real life. I think you can learn so much from games. First, on saving things like car repairs and ammo, which is stupid expensive. There's no cost like spreadsheets, it gives you the motivation to learn. Yep. Yeah, like there's a lot that you can learn. Like you can learn from video games, you can learn from books if you're just reading fiction. All of this stuff it can teach you the things we do for leisure. Okay, so I'm gonna try taking leather again. And hopefully we start turning a profit at some point. The problem is that we can't buy a lot. So, yeah, because we have to pay to dock. More exposure the better. Place a vehicle for learning after all. Yeah, very well put. It's easier to learn when you're engaged. And video games are a naturally engaging medium. Okay, 220. We did turn up a profit. So I'm gonna keep doing the leather. Crockery. Wait a minute. We are in Lubeck. Crockery? They're out of crockery and suddenly it's way more expensive. Shit. They don't have cloth either. Did I already change? Are we in Lubeck? We are in Lubeck. Wait, did the prices already go to shit? My notes are irrelevant. Flight scenes are fascinating in that way. Training pilots is labor. As someone who plays DCS might be able to operate the jet effectively with just a little extra training. I mean, I think I could learn to. I think if I were to become an airplane pilot, I would have a head start compared to someone who has never played a flight simulator. I have like a few hundred hours in flight simulators, so I know a little bit about it. The gun is so realistic. Planes have so many auto-assist fees that even makes. My 3 achievements have come in, also with the details did consider is a monthly cycle. Yeah. Well, their corn is really high, but London doesn't. Let me see. The corn is cheaper. The meat is more expensive. Relative flying is that they want you to have over 1,000 hours of training flights before I let you go up on your own. I know. No. Like, learning to fly an airplane is something that is very expensive and takes a very long time. It requires a lot of patience. It would be an activity I would enjoy. I like the peace and quiet. Like, I play those flight simulators, I take trips that take hours, and I'm just happy. I would like that line of work, but I don't have the inclination. Like, it doesn't pay enough to justify. $45 solo always there. Nice. Not commercial pilot, of course. Learning to fly, yes. It's Foo Fighters? There's some other things in the world and that kind of vetting, so it's just about letting experienced folks up in the sky. So they sell ale. I mean, ale in London was kind of okay. So let me try buying the whale. The ale, not the whale. I mean, they have a lot of corn. I'm gonna put a plus next to the number of the thing they... I'm gonna put an up arrow. It's going to make it easier to separate from a down arrow. There. Learning to Fly is also Pink Floyd's song. I know a lot of Pink Floyd. I'm either just forgetting the title or just failed as a fan. I'm gonna take the ale. I have 220. Take the ale to London. On the pier, you meet an old hunchbacked marriage broker. Do you accept his services for $1? No, not ready to marry. I don't have the resources to hold the wedding. The ale here is at 64, so it dropped the price a lot, so we got fucked. Yeah, we got fucked on this. They also have a lot of corn and wood. Wood was expensive at Okay, I'm gonna get wood back to Lübeck. I can buy 4. Yeah, that guy looked very weird. Good Tune Underrated Song by Pink Floyd. I honestly don't know if I don't know it or if I'm not recognizing by the name. What? The price of the wood is fucked? We lost so much money! Are you kidding me? I need to find a place that wants corn. Hansa Teutonic is a super good classic Euro game style board game. Just about everything you have to say about the Hanseatic League. Corn Gang, I know. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy the corn and I'm gonna go until I find a place that's buying it well. So let me buy 3 corn. Ah, but I have to pay to land on places. This is gonna be jacked. Okay, maybe they need corn at Stockholm. They don't. I'm fucked. This is stove. Get a beat on the prices here. 59, they have a lot of corn. 79, 86, 95, 380, 314, 294, 67, 1029. Oh, they want wine. They really, really want wine here. Okay, they seem to be making pig iron. Yeah, it's kind of cheap. They might be making wood, but I don't know. I'm gonna buy the pig iron, I'm gonna take it to Lübeck. How much pig iron can I get? 2 pig iron. Okay, please don't break my balls, game. Have faith in the corn. And my faith is kind of in shambles right now. Okay, sell the pig iron. And it dropped in price again. Okay, I still turned a profit. Now the wine. I can't buy the wine is too expensive. I can't buy it. They're making wood here. They make corn and wood and ale. I'm gonna take the ale and I'm gonna risk it somewhere that might need ale. somewhere new. I need to find the places that produce the things. So I'm gonna go to Riga. The plague. A little German dressed as death. It is sick, isn't it? Okay. I have to sell the shit here even if it's not too good. And it isn't. Yeah, it's horrible. They make corn in meat. Let me get the letters for this rig. Retro Island Gaming. Okay, so their prices, their corn is even cheaper here. I just realized I might need to repair my ship, which would eat into my non-existent profits by a lot. Okay, some of this stuff looks like it's being produced wood. They make a lot of wood. Everyone makes wood, apparently. Okay, these are the best corn prices I have seen. So I'm buying all the corn. And I'm going to go to Novgorod. This guy. So yellow and plump. Okay, oh, the towns are slightly different. This one doesn't. Yeah, the carriage is just on those two towns. Alright. Okay, the corn, we do make a little bit of a profit. Not a lot, a little bit. Okay, this is. No. Novgorod. What a time to not have a Dinoplace corn folk emote. Okay, let me see the prices. 40, 80, 84, 120, 190, 330, 98, 30, 976. You do make wood, of course you do. And you make corn, of course you do. No, you do. I was gonna say I sold corn to them, but I didn't sell 9,000. So despite making corn, they still paid well for it. 40, 67, 88, 53, 60, 21, 62. They seem to be making furs. Yes, their furs are really cheap. But I can't buy a single one. Their wood is very cheap as well. Okay, I'll buy the wood. Okay, we have been to Stockholm. I'll go to Visby. Best I can do is Turkey. Okay, so this is this. And we start by selling the wood. We are making very little money, but we did make 6 gold on that. You know, prices. 61. They seem to. Everyone makes corn. 83, 91, 114, 162, 311, 298, 45, 967. Well, they make wool. 1118, 671, 123, 107, 79, 49, 106, 27, and 54. Now they do make wool. Their price on wool is decent. They make pitch. They make hemp. I could try taking. I think I'm not gonna write down hemp. I don't know if that's actually decent. I could try selling the pitch. There are places that pay twice as much. I could try picking the wool. There are also places that pay twice as much. Pitch seems safer based on my numbers. So 3 pitch from here. I haven't been to Danzig. Right. Danzig is 10. And then we sell the pitch. Nice profit, nice profit. That was pretty good. They have all the corn in the world. A lot of meat as well. $95, $87, $165, $311, $176, $31, $901, $1118 again, $634, $76, $139, $176, $48, $68, $27, $130. Play the pitch right, yes. The pitch. The fish. They make decent amount of hemp, so not too good. They make a lot of wood. Again, a lot of meat, decent amount of honey. Honey is too risky for us. I think I'll go for meat. It's more expensive than this in most places. I'm gonna go to Istad. My brother's probably hacking me right now from Hong Kong to buy up all the pitch just to be a jerk. So this is East. And then we sell the meat and we are turning a bit of a profit again. There you go, we have 300. Alright, let me get the prices. So corn, I haven't found a single town that doesn't make corn. Everyone bought the Happy Cakes Kool-Aid regarding the corn. Look at this music. Man, the music in this game is so chill and good. Alright, what do they make here? They seem to be making wool. Yeah, not really. They make wood. Whoopee. It's either wood or wool that I'm taking from here. What about the pig iron? Oh, the pig iron is quite decent here. It's not great, but it's decent. I'm gonna go for the pig iron. And I'm getting like, even if the prices are of course gonna keep changing, but I do get an idea of averages. Like what is a thing that is cheap in general. I can tell this pig iron is usually more expensive than this. So let me get the pig iron. Pig iron. Got all pig iron. And I'm gonna go to bargain. Should text him about Twitch prices in Lubeck right now, see if he remembers at all. Wait, there is a bunch of ships here. All docked. Okay. Burr. So if we sell the pig iron, we're losing money. Hooray! We lost money. I know I could carry it to a different place, but we're spending money. Every place we land, we have to pay. So I have to sell it here and take something else and hope it works out better. Not because of space, but because of the money. We're very strapped for cash. And we'll keep it tied up on stuff that we don't sell. Which already makes this game feel way more strategic than High Seas Trader. Because when we do get money, we're gonna be just going around buying whatever is cheap, and when we land somewhere we go, okay, is this a good price to sell? If it isn't, then we keep it, or maybe we put it in a warehouse. Every time I say Pig Iron, you think Big Iron. The song, yeah, that song plays way too much in that game. Second Civ, yeah, Pig Iron, Pig Iron. I got all Pig Iron. I always think of that when I see Pig Iron. Alright, Mystic Theory, thank you for the raid and for stopping by. Have a good sleep, my friend. Big Iron is a song that plays in New Vegas. Big Iron on my hip or something. Big Iron on something. Fish oil. Very good price on fish oil. I'm getting fish oil from here. They also have actual fish. Oh, their fish is even cheaper. And wood. Everyone has wood. Not even gonna write that down. Okay, I'm gonna get the fish here. The ship cannot leave the harbor. Why? We have 3 men, we need 2. What happened? The Lemmings hut. Okay, we had to rehire. Yeah, I'm gonna go to one more town and I'm gonna run out of space here, and then I'm just gonna run between the towns that I think are good for this stuff. I'm gonna go for Brugge. Fooled you. I fooled you. I got Pig Iron. I got Pig Iron. I got all Pig Iron. As read by Spock. Yeah, I never forgot that quote. Was fishing the 20s, one of the town that was crazy. The theme song of Texas. It should be. Wait. Here, brew. And with that I run out of space on my pages. So fish here. Okay, we're turning a profit. It's not the most expensive place for fish, but we are still turning a profit. $80, $107, $94, $118. You wish you could beat me to saying something. I'm sorry. How did I know that? Cannot believe I knew exactly what we were talking about. I can't think of Pig Iron immediately takes me back to Spock saying that on Civilization. This place has all the salt. It's the first time we have seen salt being sold like that. He has a lot of wood. It has a decent amount of wine. Oh, this is a very good place for wine. If I could buy this, we would be making so much money if I could buy a single piece of wine. Almost makes me want to get a loan. Then we can sell this at Stockholm. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get... I want... 30? About 30 gold. $30 gold. And then we get 1 wine. And then we take her to Stockholm. Maybe if you just use the emotes. During a rave on the Siegel von Danzig, a man went overboard. Can you come back? Were you dancing a rave on a ship? Jesus. Okay, wine. Look at that. Where is the wine? Did the guy take the wine with him when he fell off? We're in the negative. Can that happen? Did they literally take the wine with them? And they fell off. What? Did they just drink everything? Probably in his belly, yeah. It's severely damaged. It would cost me 800 to repair. And I have minus 22. Chat, I think we need to restart. I mean, I kind of expected this game to not go well on the first attempt. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna stop the timer here. 3 hours, most of which was read the manual. I'm gonna thank Authentic the Patrician experience. Yeah. Oh, that's fun, that's fine. But I stopped the timer here, we'll come back to this game 2 days from now.